Good morning, dear students. I'm Audible.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, welcome to this online classes, OMDP online classes. So, hope all of you are fine. So, as we are discussing some concepts related to applications model, no? So, yesterday I have explained what is actually going to be a application model. In particularly, we have discussed a lot of concepts related to domain class models, domain interaction model, and as well as domain state models. So once we have completed the domain models, we have shifted to application models. Once again, if you consider the application models, there are three categories: application interaction model, application class model, and application state model. So now we will discuss one by one. Already I have explained few concepts related to the application interaction model. So I'm going to continue the session what I have stopped yesterday. I'm going to share the PDF. Dear students, kindly go through. So this is what the designing of user interface is one of the major concept in application class model. We have considered the application class model yesterday. So how to identify the concepts in terms of application rather than outside real world objects, and using computer oriented concepts, how to define the given problem. So in that particular aspect, if you consider the application class model, it has the four steps as I have briefly explained yesterday, like how to define the user interfaces, how to identify the boundaries, determine the controllers, and check against the interaction model. So these are the four steps. The first one is how to define the user interfaces, means UIs, how to design what are the structural constraints related to UIs, and provide a user way to access the systems. In particularly, the domain objects commands means how to design a user interface in terms of domains, how to design user interface in terms of commands, how to design the user interface in terms of application options. So these things, example, we have considered this user interface of an ATM. Yesterday I explained this briefly. So next is, this is a class diagram. This is the application class diagram, and this can be used as a reference for the future software development in terms of user interface and consortium. So we have on the LHS, we have LHS and as well as RHS. You can clearly notice down here. So this is called as LHS part, and this is so called as RHS part. At the LHS part, we have a user interface. At the RHS part, we have a consortium interface. Means how you can use a UI in order to control a consortium, in particularly by using the ATM user interface. Like in the user interface, we have a cache card boundaries, like bank code, card code, serial number, password, limit, and bank name. See, all these concepts related to debit card. Similarly, if you consider the cash card belongs to ATM, account belongs to a given consortium, means a bank. Next, every account can be identified by using a bank code, account code, balance, credit limit, account type, bank name, customer address. Next, so we can perform a remote transaction with respect to a ATM. And in bank or in consortium, we can execute the same using a transaction controller. So we can use a cash card, we can use any cash card, we can use any ATM session here, or we can use account here with respect to ATM sessions. And some problems means what kind of challenges which may comes in this particular aspect, how to control them, and every session controller means, for example, if you complete your transaction in ATM, it will comes out of a session like that. Okay, so session controller. So with all the multiplicity, like star to star means many cash card belongs to many accounts, and remote transaction, many remote transaction we can perform with respect to a given control. So these are the multiplicity values. So this diagram is always explained with terms of defining boundaries also. That is the second concept of application class model. Okay, so as we have here in application class model, the first one is how to define the interfaces, and second one is define the boundary classes. What is actually a boundary class? Separation. So this particular entity belongs to this particular domain, and entity 2 belongs to another domain. So separation has to be done. This separation can be done by using a boundary classes. So now that is the boundary class. Now, so what is going to be a boundary class? A boundary class, it is an area for communication. Identify this definition. It is nothing but a communication. Okay, between whom? Between a system and external source. The external source ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ATM ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರುವಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಎಂಟಿಟಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು external source ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Apart from that, the entire ATM system can be considered as a single system. Okay, and separation between a system and the outside entities or external entities can be treated as external source. Now, the example for the system is ATM system itself. Now, what is an example for an external source? External source ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬರೋರು. For example, a customer is an external source. Any link or a communication link from outside world will be also an external source. For example, maybe an internet line. Next, similarly, a repair technician is also an actor considered as an external source. A person who comes to ATM in order to deposit the funds, maybe a banking person, cashier, is also an external resource. Any other machine or a server machine or any other computer system which wants to interact with the given ATM machine is also going to be a external source. So that is why the clear-cut separation. So this is the system internal concept and this is the outside concept, external concept. This separation is achieved by using the boundary classes. Second point, the converts information for transmission to and from the internal system. So what it is going to do, it is going to convert some information, converting some information into signals. So these signals can be transmitted through the line, transmission line. So that is also can be considered as a boundary class. Example is given, cash card boundary, account boundary. Means cash card boundary is separation here. You can see here. So this is cash card boundary class. This is account boundary class. And this is clearly separated by a border. So there is no line over here, but you just assume. In case of forwarder, receivers, client, dispatcher, I have given, I explained a zigzag line will come here. So what is that zigzag line? It's a border, I told, no? So that is a separation. Okay, so this is the outside concept, this is inside concept. Okay, same thing he is explained again here, the same diagram is explained here. So that is about the second concept of domain class model, that is boundary classes. Third one is determining the controllers. So what is going to be a controller? A controller is nothing but an active object, an object which is always active and that manages the control within the application. For example, anything programming concepts what we have written, okay, which is going to control your entire application will be treated as controller. Now the controller, what it is going to do, receives a signal from the outside world. For example, any information coming to the remote computer system through the network can be considered as a signal. Okay, so that can be received. Next, receive signal from object within the system. An object can send a, for example, inter-process communication, a process which can be used to send a message from one process to another process. What we have achieved in inter-process communication in forwarder receiver. Same machine. One process wants to send a message to another process and vice versa. So this is called as exchange of messages among the same system. Next, reaction to them. For example, one particular system, it asks something or it is going to give some signal. In turn, you have to respond to that. Okay, so that response will be taken as a reaction. Next, invokes operation on the objects in the system. There may be some operation can be triggered, can be invoked by other objects. Next, sends a signal to outside world. Once you have completed your transaction, so a display message will be given like, thank you for using this ATM services. Goodbye, have a nice day. So that is nothing but a piece of information can be given to the outside world. So the example is also given here. There are two controllers. Okay, if you consider the example of an ATM, there are two controllers. The first one is the outer loop and another one is the inner loop. So there are two loops here. One is called as the outer loop and another one is called as the inner loop. Now what is this outer loop is going to do? So it verifies the customers and accounts, because outer and the external, outer and the external, which only handles the concepts, the aspects of outside world, like customers, because customers belongs to outside world. Accounts, it is once again same thing. On the other hand, if you consider inner loop, it is only concerned with handling the transactions, whatever the transactions, the services, messages exchanged, invoking process, procedure calls. So everything will be there inside the machine. So all these things are happening inside the machine. That can be taken as a service transaction. So that is why it can be represented using a inner loop. Same example here, once again same diagram. So now we have some stereotypes. Stereotypes, nothing but some guillemets. Okay. So we have three types of stereotypes for this. What we can say, the controllers. Okay, there are three types of controllers. What we can say, what we can also call them as the analysis stereotypes. So their first one is a boundary class, second one is the entity class, and third one is a control class. So what is a boundary class? Means if you consider any model, there may be some classes, just like a signal event, a time event, change event. They are called as a signal class. Event driven. I have explained all these things in state modeling. Okay. So same thing here also, there are some boundary classes, there are some entity classes, there are some control classes. So what is this boundary classes? It is a general, and it is in general, they are used to model interaction between a system and an actor. So remember, a boundary is nothing but a separation between the outside world and inside system. So of course, outside world means customers, and inside our inner concepts are nothing but systems. So actors and system separation can be achieved by using boundary classes. Similarly, if you consider a entity classes, and they are used to model the information that is long-lived and often persistent. There may be some objects. And remember, if you are using an object-oriented application, there are so many objects. Those objects, some of them are active and some of them are passive, and some of them may be deleted also. So those objects which is going to live for a long period of time. ಯಾವುದು object ತುಂಬಾ ಹೊತ್ತು ಇರುತ್ತೆ active state ಅಲ್ಲಿ, that can be represented by using entity, because entity represents active entity in the object. Next, control classes. They are used to represent coordination. What first has to be done, what next has to be done, sequencing one after the another numbers. Then what kind of transactions which are going to happen, and how to control the objects. So overall the control antandre programming, coding, and it is often used to encapsulate control related to a specific use case. And for example, on the use case tagondre, a use case na you have to decompose, you have to divide it, and you have to explain it using your own programming concepts. So that is called as controls. So the realization of use case in analysis model. So now I will take how to use these control concepts in particularly to decompose a given use case. On the use case ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ realization ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we are going to decompose that, and we are going to trace it by using different sequence of operation. This can be demonstrated by using a category of a diagram called as a collaboration diagram. So you people, you have come to know, you have encountered so many type of diagrams in UML. Like you people know about class models, you people know about use case models, And you people know sequence models, isn't it? So these are the different categories. Activity diagrams, I think you people, state diagrams, you know. So, but this is the first time you are getting this information. That is a collaboration diagram. So remember, collaboration diagram is as similar as sequence diagram. It is also one of the diagram which comes under interaction model. Interaction model. Always interaction model going to represent dynamic aspects, means which are going to change with respect to change in time. Now, for example, we will take a use case model. The use case is withdraw money. ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇವಾಗ ಮನಿನ ವಿತ್ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ATM ಇಂದ. So withdraw money is one of the use case which is executed with respect to actor dash. Who is the actor? Who is the actor who is going to execute this use case called as a withdraw money? Yes, anybody? Customer alva. The customer is an actor who can execute withdraw money. Okay, no problem. So if you consider this use case, okay, now how to trace ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಯೂಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಡಿಕಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ತರ ನಾವು ಟ್ರೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, that can be called as a collaboration diagram which is explained by using analysis model. So collaboration diagram, so these are the some of the symbols, theoretical symbols ನ ನಾವು ಇದರ ಹೆಸರು ತಗೋತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. Like withdraw money ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಏನೇನು entities ಬೇಕು, we have a need an entity called as a dispenser. Dispenser ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, it is nothing but a slot where from where money will be ejected. Cashier interface, cashier interface ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ withdraw ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ATM ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. when you visit a bank, ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಕೌಂಟರ್ ನೀವು ಚಲನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಚೆಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ. That is also one of the what we can say a interface called as a cashier interface. Next, this is the operation called withdrawal. So this is the symbol used for a dispenser entity, and this looping, okay, it's a cycle like structure. Withdrawal will be continued until the required amount has been ejected, and this is the information called as a account information. So now we can draw a use case, we can draw a collaboration diagram using these symbols. Now a collaboration diagram for the withdrawal money use case realization in the analysis model. So now you can see here, so this is a collaboration diagram. We have a bank customer actor. Okay, first number one ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು sequence diagram ತರನೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ the way we are going to write ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಷ್ಟೇ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರಪ್ಪ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್. ನಂಬರ್ ಒನ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಅಂದ್ರೆ authorization, he will be authorized. Once he has been authorized, ಈ ನಂಬರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ 1 identify. Next to this is cashier interface. Cashier interface ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು request for a withdrawal. So he will give the amount of denomination in order to withdraw the money. So that is the second sequence. Third sequence is validate and withdraw. Validation andre whether he has sufficient funds in his account. Next, if he has, okay, that he will be withdrawn, okay, with respect to a account. Next, fourth one, that is authorize dispense. So yes, you can give the money to him. So that is fourth one. And fifth one is dispense the money. So money will be given to him. Now we can draw this diagram. We can draw this diagram in star UML. How to draw this diagram in star UML using collaboration diagram? Just now I'm going to give a small demonstration. So shall we go to star UML? Shall we draw this diagram?
Sure, sir. Yes, sir.
I think you people can see the star UML. Understand? Yeah.
No, sir.
Now can you see the StarML window?
हाँ सर काಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Okay.
Yes sir.
So once again, we have a model explorer over here. Okay, so this is a place where we can draw class diagram because these are the tools which can be used to draw a class diagram. Now go to this use case view, click on this use case view, then you can go to model, add diagram, okay, and you can choose a collaboration diagram here, okay. You can see the collaboration diagram. So these are the different type of diagrams. Among them, I'm going to choose a collaboration diagram. Now you can see the tools available over here. These are the tools through which I can draw, okay, yeah, collaboration diagram. Now if you consider this, we have a number one, bank customer cashier interface withdrawal account. Bank customer is a object one, cashier interface withdrawal account. So these are the objects. So click here. So bank customer. Next, second one is Nandiyadu.
Cashier interface.
Cashier interface. Next we have withdraw. Withdraw. Then we have
Account.
account. Then dispenser. So these objects I have drawn. Now I have to link them. So this is a link. The link is nothing but a communication between the different objects. Now if you click that, from one object to another, next another link. Go next link. And this is another link. So next is the stimulus. Okay, the first stimulus is here, identify. Second stimulus is request withdrawal. So stimulus, click on this, click on the link, click on forward stimulus, invalid arguments. Okay, so click on the link. So one ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆ one ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು click ಮಾಡಿ. So here type identify. Okay, so that is the first one. Second one is request withdrawal. So click on this link. Okay, so request withdrawal. Yeah, so next one, yes, third one, validate and withdraw. Validate and withdraw. This one, validate and withdraw. Next class ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Dear students, I'm
ಹಾ ಸರ್
audible?
ಇದೆ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಂಟೆಗಿದೆ? ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ತಾಳಿ. ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿತ್ಡ್ರಾ.
ಇಂದ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
Okay, no problem. Time ಇದೆ. Validate and withdraw. Next, this is the fourth one. Fourth one, authorized dispense. So this is a reverse stimulus. Please students be careful. This is reverse stimulus because it is a backward direction now. So reverse stimulus. Click on this. Click on this, go to reverse stimulus, and once again click here. Fine, now it's coming. So that is authorized dispense. So next one is dispense money. So click on this. So dispense money. Okay. So this is how we can draw the collaboration diagrams. Okay. So this is as similar as what we have drawn here. Okay. So you students try to practice these things at your home because ನಿಮಗೆ UML ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸೈನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, dear students, thank you so much for joining OMDP classes. If anybody have not given your attendance, give the attendance. And whether you are getting correct attendance through the jams, have you verified? Yes? ಎಲ್ಲಾರ್ದು ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಟುಮಾರೋ ನಾನು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ತಗೊಂತೀನಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ತಗೊಂತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ,
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ನಾಳೆ ವೆಡ್ನೆಸ್ಡೇ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಒಂದೇ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಇರೋದು ನಮ್ದು ಇವಾಗ. ಯಾವುದು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್ ಒಂದಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮುಗಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಸಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಳೆ ನಾನು ತಗೋತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾಳೆ ವೆಡ್ನೆಸ್ಡೇ ಲ್ಯಾಬು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೆಡ್ನೆಸ್ಡೇ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ?
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
Okay, thank you so much, dear students. Please take care of yourself. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.